guys, Terry Schwartz here with Scott Collura of IGN. You just got out of the Defenders screening and you actually saw the first episode in addition to this incredible panel. We're going to talk about spoilers about this episode, so if you don't want to know what happens, get away, but I bet a lot of you do. So we're going to dive into it. My biggest question coming out of this is, like, we've been waiting so long for these characters to meet. Does it finally happen in this premiere episode?
Nope. We do not see the Defenders meet in this episode. We do see an inter-show sort of crossover. Foggy Nelson meets Luke Cage, and so we find out that he kind of is the lawyer who gets Luke's in jail at the end of Luke Cage, and we see him getting out of jail at the beginning of this episode, and it's Foggy who gets him out with his masterful lawyering. So, but aside from that, it's mainly each character with their sort of a couple of their supporting characters from their shows doing their things, and we're catching up with them, sort of. So they don't meet up, unfortunately.
So it's sort of a bummer that they don't all meet. I feel like this is something we've been waiting for so long, but how do all their storylines sort of balance within this episode if they're separate?
So we're kind of picking up where we left them all off in the last time we saw them, and it's, to a certain degree, it seems like a natural progression for the characters, but at the same time, some of it does feel a little like we've seen this already. Like Luke's back in prison again.
Getting out of it.
Yeah, Daredevil is once again struggling with Karen Page, you know, like their thing. So, but it's establishing stuff, and then we do get to meet Sigourney Weaver's villain character, which is she's maybe the highlight of the episode because we kind of get a sense of what she's all about now.
Yeah, tell us everything because we know pretty much nothing about this character, and it's incredible that Sigourney Weaver of Alien, obviously, and just like every badass female role, is going to be the villain this season.
I know, it's great, and she is great in it. She's still mysterious, but we know that she's like a woman of like wealth and power, and she's dying. We find out she has cancer or something, and we see her at like a doctor's appointment, and the doctor's basically like, you have months at most or weeks. And so Sigourney's character decides that she has to escalate her plan that presumably is going to save her from illness or whatever it is. And she meets up with Madame Gao, from who we've met in other shows.
I was just about to say, this sounds like the perfect opportunity for the Hand to come into play. We know that they were bringing back Elektra at the end of season 2 of Daredevil, and you said that Elektra is actually sort of a lackey, I guess, of Sigourney's character.
Yeah, so there's a mysterious figure popping up throughout the episode, and by the end we realize it's Elektra. And of course, yeah, Elektra died and was resurrected by the Hand, so it makes sense that Sigourney's character would be working with them. And the episode basically ends with New York being hit by an earthquake. And you see all the Defenders in their different spots in the city, like trying to figure out what's going on. And so this is the inciting incident that will bring them together, presumably. And it seems that Sigourney's character needs to destroy New York City in order to save herself. That's the implication. And Elektra just kind of is unveiled at the very end that she's working for Sigourney.
Sorry, New York. Get out of there. Hopefully apartment prices are plummeting. I know. At this point, after the Avengers and everything, before we move on to some other news, I want to know, Scott, did you like this episode? I feel like we've been waiting for so long to see all these characters, or the Defenders just premiere.
Yeah, I did. No, I did like it. Absolutely. It's very much a first episode. It's setting things up. I was hoping for that money shot at the end where you see them all together.
Maybe episode 2.
Maybe episode 2, yeah. So, but I thought it was a really good setup, and I was glad to see the characters again, and I'm excited to see the rest of the series for sure.
So the Defender season 2 premiere was a big surprise on this panel, but that wasn't the only news we got out of it. Can you sort of run down the other big bullet points that came out of this panel?
Yeah, sure. Well, the big news item was that Iron Fist is getting a second season, which we've wondered about. All the other shows have, and Iron Fist, we weren't sure, but it is, in fact, getting a second season. And then also they played a clip from the Punisher show. They brought John Bernthal out on stage for a few minutes, and it was a cool clip. It was what we love about this version of the Punisher, which is like
dark, awful, gritty,
yeah, like, you know, like running people over with his van, but then also like suffering from like all this emotional turmoil as he's remembering his family. So it was just it was a quick sort of thing where we saw him taking out different drug dealers around the world, and it definitely like was a primer. Like, all right, the Punisher is back for sure.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. That's sort of our first post-Defenders Marvel Netflix series. And did the audience just go nuts when they came out?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Hall H audience at Comic-Con. They loved it, but it was great. I mean, it deserved the going nuts over for sure. So I think the Punisher's coming later this year, definitely in 2017. So yeah, that'll be after the Defenders.
After the Defenders. Well, Scott, thank you so much for letting us know. We're so jealous that you got a chance to watch all of this. We have so much more awesome content coming for you from Comic-Con, so make sure to stay tuned here at IGN, and we got a lot coming for you.